Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. So we're in the middle of delicious strawberry season. So today I thought we would can up some delicious strawberry syrup. Now I do have a number of other strawberry recipes, both canning and non-canning recipes, delicious ways to use up your summer strawberries. So I will leave links to those videos in the description box below. But for today's purposes, we're going to be canning up strawberry syrup. Now, Ball does have a couple of recipes, I think, for strawberry syrup. I didn't use those recipes because they include some other ingredients that I didn't really want to use. They use some flavor enhancers, and they also use corn syrup. I didn't really want that. So the recipe that we're going to be using the guidelines for is from this book called Food in Jars. This is a safe canning book. It is recommended by my friend Shelly from Home Food Preservers Facebook group. She is a master certified home food preserver, and I trust her, and she did recommend this book. So I use it frequently, refer to it frequently. It does have safe recipes in it. So if you are looking for another safe canning book to add to your repertoire, be sure to get a copy of this one. I will leave a link to it in the description box below. So she uses, to make her simple syrup, she just is using very basic ingredients. She's using 2 pints of strawberries, 3 cups of water, and 2 cups of sugar. That's all that's in it. There's nothing additional to it, and it comes out fantastic. For 2 pints of strawberries, that's going to be roughly, 1 pint is roughly 12 ounces, so you need about 24 ounces of strawberries. There's going to be about 1.5 pounds of strawberries. It's about 3/4 pound per pint, so we need about 1.5 pounds of strawberries. So we're going to start by roughly chopping you want to hull and remove the tops of your strawberries. You're going to roughly chop them, and then we are going to add some water, simmer them for a short period of time just to get them to release their flavor into the water, and then we're going to add our sugar and let it simmer for just a few minutes, about 5 minutes, and then we're set for canning. It's a super simple, easy recipe. It is a water bath or a steam canning recipe. I will demonstrate steam canning, but you can also water bath can this. The jar size is 1/2 pint jars. This recipe makes approximately 4 1/2 pint jars, but I don't always need that much. The 1/2 pint jars are the jelly jars, the 8-ounce jelly jars. So I processed some of mine in the 4-ounce jars as well. Since I'm by myself, I don't need that much. So this is also going to be a small batch canning recipe for those of you who are looking for small batch canning recipes. Just know it's always safe to go down in jar size, which is why I did some of them in the smaller jars for the same processing time as the 8-ounce jelly jars. It's totally safe to do that. You can always go down in size. You just can't increase the size. So I'm going to bring you in close and we're going to get started. Okay guys, we're ready to get started. I have my strawberries that I have roughly chopped in a medium saucepan. To that, I am going to add 3 cups of water. We're going to bring this up to a boil, then reduce it to a simmer, and we're going to gently simmer until our strawberries release most of their color. It's going to take about 15 or 20 minutes. When we get there, I'll bring you back. Okay guys, I brought my berries up to a boil, and then I've reduced them to a simmer. I'm gently simmering them, just stirring them occasionally. Be aware that strawberries are known for foaming, so they are supposed to foam up like that. We'll deal with that in a little bit, but you just want to gently simmer them until they lose most of the pieces lose most of their color, and your juice is nice and bright red. So we're going to continue to do this for another 10 minutes or so. Okay guys, I have simmered my strawberry pieces in the water for about 15 to 20 minutes, and the strawberry pieces have lost most of their color, and it is now in our juice. So what we're going to do is we're going to gently drain or strain our strawberry pieces. You want to carefully pour them into a fine mesh strainer over a bowl. We do not want to use a spoon to press out the juice. You want to just let it drip naturally into the bowl underneath it. So don't mess with your strawberries. Don't stir the pieces. If you do, you'll have a cloudy syrup, and we don't want that. So I'm going to let my strawberries drain or strain for about 5 minutes or so, and then I'll bring you back and show you the next step. Okay, we are now ready to add our strained juice back to our pot. To that, we are going to add 2 cups of granulated sugar. We're gonna give that a stir. We're gonna bring it up to a boil, and I'm gonna let it simmer for about 5 minutes or so. That way, you wanna make sure that your sugar is fully dissolved, and it will allow for some evaporation of the liquid, which will help to thicken your syrup just a little bit. While all of that is happening, I'm gonna get my canner and my jars ready. Just know we could still have some foaming at this point, and you can just take a spoon and skim off the foam if that happens. Anyway, we're gonna bring this up to a boil, simmer for about 5 minutes, and then we will be all set for canning. Guys, we are all set for canning. I simmered my syrup for about 5 minutes, so we are good to go. We're going to be canning in the 8-ounce jelly jars. We're going to be processing for 10 minutes. Modern canning guidelines state that we do not need to pre-sterilize jars or lids as long as we're processing for 10 minutes or more, and we are. So make sure you start with hot jars. We're going to carefully ladle our hot syrup into our hot jars to 1/2 inch headspace. Okay, there's really nothing to debubble here because it's all liquid. And like I said, if you have a lot of foaming, you can remove that with a spoon. So now we're just going to clean our rims. I'm using a paper towel dipped in white vinegar. You want to make sure there's nothing that's going to interfere with getting a good seal, so make sure you clean your rims really well. Then we're going to add our lids, center our lids, and then add our bands to fingertip tight. You want to be careful here because your jars are going to be super hot. And then in the canner they go. So pretty. Okay, I have my jars all filled. Now we're going to add the lid. I am steam canning. You can water bath or steam can this recipe. I am using my steam canner, so I had 3 quarts of simmering water in the bottom of my steam canner before I added my jars. If you're a water bath canning, you want to make sure you add enough water to cover your jars by at least 1 inch. For water bath canning, you're going to bring your water to a full rolling boil before you start your processing time. For steam canning, you should have a dial gauge on the top of your canner. When you get into the appropriate spot on your green zone, you can start your canning time. In either process, once you start your processing time, you want to reduce your heat just to maintain staying in your green zone on your steam canner, or just maintain a full rolling boil if you are water bath canning. We are going to process for 10 minutes and then I'll bring you back. All right, guys, we are back. I did process for the 10 minutes like I told you, and then I let my jars sit in my canner for about another 5 minutes or so. If you do that, it helps to prevent siphoning. Sugar syrups are notorious for siphoning, so if you can let them sit in your canner a little bit longer after you get done processing, that will help with any siphoning issues. So we're gonna take our beautiful jars of strawberry syrup out of the canner, and there's what it looks like. Doesn't it look delicious? Beautiful deep red color. Now there are lots of great ways to use fruit syrups. Obviously you can use it as a pancake or waffle topping. If you want to thicken your syrup prior to serving, just add a little bit of cornstarch to it, bring it up to a boil, and that will help to thicken it. You can use your fruit syrups to make mocktails or cocktails. This would make a delicious strawberry margarita. You can also make a refreshing soda with it. Just take a glass, put in a few tablespoons of your strawberry syrup, top it off with club soda, and you have a delicious summertime treat. So I appreciate you coming along with me. If you guys have any comments or questions, please leave them for me in the comment section. If you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you next time. Have a fantastic day.